The NBA world is spinning off its axis after one of the most expensive,
more than $4 billion change hands,
and stunning off seasons in league history.
Anthony Davis is a Los Angeles Laker.
Brooklyn is making a clean sweep, signing Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and DeAndre Jordan to finalize the deal that would send All-Star guard D'Angelo Russell to the Warriors in a sign-and trade.
OKC sending its All-Star point guard Westbrook to Houston for its point guard Paul.
Kawhi Leonard agreed to sign the Los Angeles Clippers.
You could say the first two dominoes fell a full month before free agency even started, on a Monday night in Toronto.
Trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant slipping. Durant goes down holding his leg. Durant grabbing that right leg. Right away, he knew it.
Kevin had it's an Achilles injury. He's a good teammate, a good person. It's not fair.
And then 2 days later at Oracle Swan Song.
Thompson in the zone. Thompson grabs his left knee, writhing in pain. And everybody for the Warriors holding their breath.
Knee injury will keep him out, and he will not return the remainder of the game.
Kevin Durant's torn Achilles and Klay Thompson's ACL tear, unplanned wrinkles in the free agent fray, leaving most teams salivating at the prospect that the era was finally ending, and the Lakers were the first to act.
Today is really a history-shifting day. So proud to introduce Anthony Davis as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers.
With 2019 all but a wash for those two, would Klay stay with the team that made him a household name? Would KD actually opt in to his final year at Golden State? The answer, we would soon find out, yes and no.
The Warriors agreeing to a max deal, 5 years, $190 million for Thompson as he recovers from a torn ACL.
Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn.
With rumors that KD wasn't happy with how the Warriors medical staff addressed his initial calf injury, KD promptly took his colossal cachet to BK to team up with Kyrie Irving, whose power move 2 years ago, truly what set it all in motion.
You know, you're hugging LeBron, you're happy to be in Cleveland, you're looking forward to coming back to compete for another championship, and then the next minute, you want out. What happened?
It was interesting 6 years, and you think about how I got a chance to develop and evolve as a man, and I just felt it was best for my intentions to leave.
Look, Kyrie's Celtics career is not going to be deemed a success, but his calculated effort to get home and recruit arguably the greatest basketball player on the planet in a year to join him there is pretty remarkable. And despite the fact that this isn't going to be a super duo until 2020, that was just the first of many transactions that saw the East load up.
6 p.m. on the dot, literally the second free agency open. Kemba Walker agreed to a 4-year, $141 million maximum contract.
So essentially the C's got dumped by a Ferrari, but they picked up a newer model Charger with less miles and attitude. And the Sixers can relate on the rebound front. They lose Jimmy Butler via a sign and trade with Miami, but picking up Al, I'm a sneaky key cog on every team I've been on, Horford.
Butler, a part of the sign-and trade with the Heat, sending the Sixers All-Star to Miami in exchange for Josh Richardson.
Butler's out, but Al Horford is in. Sixers and Horford agreed to a 4-year, $109 million deal.
Philly also re-signed Tobias Harris, meaning they have a stacked starting five. They can't shoot the ball, but a stacked starting five. I'm sorry, how disrespectful of me that we are how many minutes in to this story? We are this many minutes into this story, and we have failed to even mention.
The Knicks missed out on just about every big-name free agent Sunday.
Okay, I'm obviously petty and also kidding. But take a minute to think about that all the moves I just laid out, all of them, happened within the first 6 hours of free agency actually opening. But while we immediately started to see some of the NBA power structure shifting a little bit, we were still all waiting on the most important question, that being,
we've gotten nothing from Kawhi. What's going on there?
And after days of reports,
it's Kawhi Watch, day 3.
Yeah, and a lot of waiting.
It looks like Kawhi has in fact returned home to consider his decision, which means we are all still waiting and waiting.
And some light stalking.
Toronto breaking all the rules of playing hard to get right now. Rule number 1, never stalk your crush with helicopter surveillance, which is excellent advice.
And even a dash of tampering.
That 4th, 5th month into the season, you're like, I want to go home. You know, we can't wait to go on the road sometimes, just to be in America. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna
like
be the
little that you don't think of, like the channels on your TV, phone bill. You gotta get a Canadian bank account.
And the answer came 6 days after the start of free agency at 1:50 in the morning, and it was filled with all kinds of what the
Sources telling Adrian Wojnarowski the LA Clippers are making a blockbuster trade for Oklahoma City Thunder Paul George, clearing the path for free agent Kawhi Leonard to sign with the Clippers.
In 6 days, we went from Bay Area domination to net supremacy to some intrigue in Boston and Philly to Los Angeles as the epicenter of basketball. And the best part about the Kawhi and PG-13 pickup, it created an arms race for their Staples Center housemates.
In the last couple days, DeMarcus Cousins, the headliner, along with Danny Green and Quinn Cook, JaVale McGee, KCP, and Rondo are also coming back.
But maybe more importantly, it sparked an eye-popping headline that none of us saw coming.
Russell Westbrook has given the Thunder his blessing to indeed trade him away.
OKC sending its all-star point guard Westbrook to Houston for its point guard Paul.
If anyone would have told you at the start of the offseason that we'd be discussing Harden and Brody back together again, or who's the real king of LA, you would have told them to find a couch to lay on. But you know, here we are. And I am adamant that it all started, or at the very least was amplified by that fateful night in Toronto.
Trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant slipping. Durant goes down, holding his...
Now hear me out. I think that those injuries somehow made the, at some points, infallible-looking Warriors seem human again. Teams were all in, there was blood in the water, players were involved, and then they themselves decided they wanted to make those power moves. And now, in the best-case scenario, for the first time in almost 5 years, we are going to enter an NBA season without actually knowing who's going to be in the NBA Finals. Well, we know it isn't going to be Phoenix, and it's not going to be the Cavs either. You know what? In the interest of time, it's not going to be any of the logos that are currently being supplanted on my face. Okay. None of you are going to the ship. But based on how the last few seasons have gone, I'd say an 8-horse race in January is a lot better than a 2-horse race in August.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.